All right, all right, all right. How we are doing, great people. I am so excited that you are with us on today. It's about to be a jam-packed opportunity for you to experience something great in the house. I am just so excited for everybody here, and I'm just excited for you to join me. And if you're joining me, make sure you like, love, care, share right now. And if you can hear me, make sure you can say, I can hear you. Put it in the chat box there that you can hear us. Oh man, make sure you share this because what we have to share with you on today is going to be jam-packed. It's going to be powerful. It is going to be amazing. And I just cannot wait to get started here on today. So let's go ahead and get started. My name is Coach Teon Singletary, and this is your TSLE WLI. And if you don't know what that stands for, then guess what? You better stand by Teon Singletary Leadership Empowerment Weekly Live Inspiration. Are you ready to be empowered? Are you ready to be inspired? Are you ready to allow your greatness to shine here on today? I am the motivator of excellence. So you better go tell somebody because we're about to have a great time here today. And we're going to be doing this live inspiration or postings of inspirational quotes or images every single week. And again, it's not going to always be live. You may have a post. You may have just a comment. You may have an image to inspire you, to help you to be empowered on every week. So I'm just so excited. And again, if you're with us, if you're doing a playback, a replay, make sure you put in the chat box tag, hashtag, replay, and share. Love, like, care. Share right now. All right, we have a few announcements that we're going to be sharing here today, real quick before we get started with the episode to get everybody up and running. Because I know it is an early morning on Friday. It is Friday. Yes, man, Friday, and the weekend is tomorrow. Yes. So just to get everybody up and going and get things going, I'm going to share some announcements real quick. Some great stuff is coming up and coming down the pipeline as we speak. If you haven't yet, make sure you visit my website at www.teonsingletary.com to receive a free complimentary gift to empower you and inspire you on the 15 invaluable laws of growth from John Maxwell himself. It's right on my website. Go to my website, www.teonsingletary.com, and go all the way down to the bottom and make sure you subscribe and download the free complimentary training for you. All right. So one of you, some of you may know, some of you may not know, but I just completed a co-author book called Persistence, Pivots, and Game Changers, Turning Challenges into Opportunities with Kyle Wilson and some awesome celebrities in the world. And the foreword was done by Brian Tracy. And the cover of this is about to show you real quick. It's right there. Bam. That is the cover of this great opportunity of this book. Just able to be with some great authors and celebrities in the world. And right now we have hit 25 plus #1 bestseller categories on Amazon. Yes, man, I am just so blessed to be able to be a part of such of a great opportunity. So make sure you get you a copy. If you need a copy of that, just reach out to me. I have some opportunities. I have the ebook version ready. So in the description of this post, you will find a link that you could go and purchase your ebook version, and then I will send you a copy of the full manuscript. My page, my story starts on 168. 168, you will hear my outstanding story that will empower you, that will inspire you to live your best life. In my other business called SP Service LLC, I have some announcements there. I got some authors that's coming down the pipeline. I have a new author called Sonia Cooper. Yes, Sonia Cooper. She has written her first book called you see it? You see it? Panky's Gray Days. Yes, Panky Gray Days. It is a great opportunity to be able to help her with this book. And then make sure you reach out to her and get you a copy of this outstanding book. It will be available for purchase online here very soon, but she has some copies on hand So just reach out to her. She's in the description, and I'm gonna make sure that she's tagged into it as well so that you can be able to be a part of that as well. And reach out to her. I have another author, Mona Boyd, out of Gainesville, South Carolina. She's working on a second edition of her poetry book. And I love poetry because I'm a poet, and I just wanted to share this with her too as well, because we working on publishing her book. And the cover for her book, you will see, that's Pinky Gray Days, right? And then Be Still and Listen. Be Still and Listen is a collection of her poems that can inspire you, that can push you to the next level as well, that will give you some inspiration to live the best life that you can live. Other author that I have, Rebecca M. Brown. She could be doing a second edition of her We Were Healed book. We Were Healed book. And I'm telling you, oh man, that book is just so powerful. And I just want you to make sure that you have access to that. And what I'm doing now is just making sure that I tag everybody in the background right now so they could be able to reach out to everybody that I am talking about right now as we speak. I mean, I'm telling you guys, if you really want to be empowered, inspired, make sure you reach out to these authors and grab a copy of their book. Because I'm telling you, I have read them because I'm the one who helped publish them. So I know that they are powerful, impactful, and it reached its own group of people. So make sure you reach out to them and make this possible and help them out. You know, they are local authors who's trying to really build their brand and build who they are. And you can be a big part in helping them to reach the masses. Yes, I said it, reach the masses. Millions of people need to hear their story. So help them by reaching out to them and making this possible. All right, so I got some upcoming events that's coming up as well. Let me go ahead and stop my share here. All right, go ahead and stop my share here. And let's go ahead and talk to you about some upcoming events that will be on the horizon for this month and next month to close out this year off strong, you know, because it is the fourth quarter of the year, right? And what we do in these times will determine what happens in next year, because next year is just right around it's literally right around the corner. This year went by so fast, y'all. I mean, look, it is November, and November is about to be over. Thanksgiving is next week, and after that, it will be December. So we got some things that's going to be happening to just continue to empower you to live your best life that you possibly can live in this world. So on November 24th, I will be speaking on a live podcast with my good friend, Pamela Blankship Hope. Pamela Hope. Yes, that's her name, Hope. And we're going to have a good time on who won't serve a God like this. And I'm just so excited and thrilled and privileged to be able to be a part of this type of platform with my good friend, Pamela Hope. On December 26th and 27th and the 28th and the 29th, I'm going to be doing some major lives or private events to empower you to finish off your year strong, to get started for the next year. So on December 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be doing a Power of Choice live on Facebook virtual summit. That one is free. So make sure you jot down that date right now so that you do not miss that opportunity. December 27th, I'm going to be doing a SP Serves Publishing Book Expo, and it's going to be virtual for authors. So if you're an author and you want to be part of this virtual expo for authors, reach out to me. Reach out to me right now, because this date for this is December 27th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And there are some paid versions that you can get into this to be an author. And all the descriptions is in the comments above or below of this video. Just to be a standard author, you get $25. VIP is $50, and Pro VIP is $100. There are some opportunities for you to be able to speak for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or even have you a breakout room as well on this book expo. So if you're an author and you want to be part of this great opportunity at the end of the year to start off your year off right for 2022, reach out to me and see how you could be a part of this book expo. On December 28th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be doing a private live virtual training on the laws of leadership, talking about the lid, your influence, and the big mo, how to maintain your momentum in what you are doing. Now, that is a paid type training, so you have to reach out to me and we will get you connected in order to have access to that awesome and amazing training. And last but not least, on December 30th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be doing a live digital vision boarding training to help you to write the vision down and make it plain, but do it on a virtual type place to create an image. And some of you have already been part of this already, so you know how great it is. You know how great it is. So if you want to be part of that, reach out to me and I can give you private access to that private training. All right. So that's all the announcement as of right now. Just go in the description. You can be able to see all the details there on everything I just shared for you. But I just want to hurry up and push through that because I'm just so excited for what's about to happen here today with my good friend, Mr. Xavrae Burse. I just want to give you a little back brief of who he is and how we met, and also to just share just a little bit about this young man who is powerful in what he do, in the things that he do in his country, in his community, in his sphere of influence that he has. So if you haven't yet, make sure you like, love, care, share right now before the speaker of the hour come forth. Because we want to reach this out to as many people as possible. We want you to have your friends on, your families on, your sphere of influence on to experience what's about to happen and transpire here today. So Mr. Xavrae Burse is an entrepreneur and business professional, and he is a native of Waycross, Georgia, but currently resides in Gainesville, Florida. Yes, he's in Florida, y'all. Yes, in a nice, hot, warm state, Florida. Xavrae is passion for serving others, and they all begin at the early tender age when he was working alongside of his father and grandfather in their real estate business, the Burse and Sons Construction. His dedication and desire to help those in need continue into his teens and adult life, becoming a licensed realtor with Florida Homes Realty and Mortgage in the Gainesville and Jacksonville, Florida areas. Xavrae empowers individuals to achieve financial independence through goal setting and using proven strategies to create and develop financial security. His favorite times are with his family, spending free time with his wife and his son. Xavrae lives by the values of hard work, vision, dedication, which was instilled in him during his formative years growing up in Atlanta and Waycross, Georgia. So help me, everyone, and welcome to the stage, my good friend, my buddy, my pal, Xavrae Burse. How we doing, my friend?
We're doing awesome, my brother. It's a pleasure, man. Thank you, first of all, for that warm introduction. Yes. But more importantly, I want to just give it back up to you, my brother. For, I was just excited hearing everything that you have been up to. It's been a while since we physically saw each other back. I think it was a year ago in November of last year at the Speak to Impact Summit that our other speaking brother, John Ugudala, had did up in Atlanta. And we met and we connected right then along with our other brothers and sisters that was up there at that event. And man, I just want, again, I'm so proud of you, my brother, for everything that you're doing. Keep doing everything that you're doing. Keep inspiring everyone that you have inspired thus far, because guess what? You have lit a fire up under me this morning to give me some juices to get on here, because guess what? I haven't actually did a presentation in actually a year, actually a speaking engagement in a year. And so I was telling my wife on yesterday, I say, man, I got to practice. I don't know if I still got it, because I haven't actually got in front of a camera, got in front of everyone. But one of the things that I learned a few years back was to not be afraid. Only people could do is just laugh at you, but guess what? You help someone laugh. So if someone laughed at you because you didn't, make the correct statement or you uttered a word wrong, at least you brought some joy to their heart and gave them a laughter, which we all know that laughter is good for the soul. So again, my brother Teon, kudos to you. Keep doing what you're doing. And thank you again for having me on your podcast today. I am truly grateful because now you have, awakened the juices to get me on this, this morning to really share my story. Yes. As Brother Teon Singletary shared with you all, my name is Xavrae Burse. I was born in Waycross, Georgia. Part of my life, I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia, with my mom, and I was kind of back and forth with my mom and my grandparents. And then when I came and stayed with my grandparents in Waycross, Georgia, I actually was living with my father as well. And so I had a lot of, upbringing from the South and the North. So I've seen a lot of things in life, which really brings me to who is Xavrae Burse? Again, like I said, I was born, I was born on a Friday too, you all. And so I always wondered why Fridays was like a day that brought joy to me, when I was growing up as a young adolescent. And then my mama shared with me that she was actually born on a Friday. And my mama shared a story with me that I'm gonna share with you all that really makes up the person of who Xavrae Burse is. And I'm gonna bring this all around where you can share. And I hope this impacts, if not you, someone maybe a nephew, a son, a brother, or a sister. I hope my story helps someone that you know. And so, and growing up, I saw a lot of different things. I saw, my mom being a single parent. I saw my grandmother and my grandfather that was raising me. They was retired. And then I saw my father as an entrepreneur on my dad's side, and my grandfather on my dad's side as an entrepreneur build a business. And, when my mom was sharing this story with me, going back about, why I felt Friday was like my energetic day, was because I was born on a Friday. I was born December 1st, 1972 at 2:38 p.m. And my grandfather on my mother's side said, boy, I know you're going to be about that money, because you are about to be born on a Friday at 2:38, right before payday on the first day of the month. So I know you're going to be about that money. So it's kind of funny how things, people in your life speak things about you many years ago that you really didn't learn about until you became older. And then you look back on your life and you say, wow, that was really the person that I became. Well, I had a lot of good and I had a lot of bad. Can we say good, bad? God gave us a right hand to choose the right things and the left hand because he know that, hey, you got a choice. You got two faculties to choose between right and wrong. Well, growing up in life, and I grew up in the 70s and in the 80s, and we all know what came in the 80s. And in the 80s, I veered to the left. I veered to the left because I started doing things that I saw was what I thought was the right thing. We all have had people in our lives, especially if we know about the crack epidemic. And I felt victim to those things. I felt victim to being incarcerated. I felt victim to selling drugs. Whether it didn't matter what the things that I was doing, but I knew that wasn't me because I saw the good in my family. I saw that my grandfather was the first African-American in a very small rural town to have his own gas station. I saw that same grandfather build $1 million real estate empire in a very small town. So I saw a lot of possibilities, but I also saw some things that excited me. And we have to be careful and learn to, especially when we have kids or nephews or nieces, and especially when we didn't, I will never forget my mom saying, the same thing that y'all doing, we didn't done that. Grandfather and father say, we seen that, we didn't done that. It's just a continuous cycle. Like right now is a continuous cycle of the things that was going on in the 80s. Now you're seeing the same thing going on now with the heroin epidemic. And so what I look to voice with my story, and people say, you always careful to share your story and you share it so freely. Well, I learned a lot. I spent many days, laying up and thinking to the universe to become the person that I am today. It took a lot of meditation. It took a lot of visualization to have the wife that I have, to have the son that I have, to have the lifestyle that I have, because I planned this many, many years ago. I see right now, the person that you see wasn't like this 25, 30 years ago. See, I've been home since 2002 and straight clean and straight focus on becoming a better person to help others. See, one of my mentors, the great Les Brown, said that we're going to be, that dash in between our name from the day that we were born, 1972 for me, whatever the date that you was born, that dash, what impact, what changes are you going to help someone else make in their lives? See, I already know from the individuals that used to follow me, there's many individuals that may be watching this on Facebook that can attest to my story, to just say that it's authentic, it's true. He's telling you the God heaven's truth. He's 100, as they say. Because here's the thing, many individuals, I came home way before a lot of my co-defendants. And I was fortunate enough because I had a good attorney. And most of my co-defendants saw what path I was on. And not one of them have went back. And it was 20 some of us. Well, I ain't gonna say not one of them, because a few, but out of 20 of us, I would say only probably about 2, maybe 3 went back into the penal system. Because they said, Xavrae, your story, things that I saw you doing. If I say, if he can do it, and I know him, if he can change his life, if he can take all the goals out of his mouth, if he can stop doing all the things that he was doing, causing all kind of havoc in the street, if he can change, I know I can change. But what did it take for me to change? It goes back to something that I wrote down from your book, persistence. You got to be persistent in whatever you want to do. In life, you got to be persistent that you want to change. If you are on drugs or using drugs or selling drugs, you got to be persistent that you want to change. If you're an alcoholic and know you're an alcoholic and know that that is not you, you got to be persistent that you want to stop drinking alcohol. If you are down on your luck financially and you know that that's not you and you're tired of being broke and tired of being sick and tired, then you got to be persistent in changing your current situation. But a lot of times it goes back to the other part of your book. You got to pivot. See, there's a thing when you pivot from the things that you're doing, you'll be surprised when you put yourself in a better situation. See, I know I had to pivot by moving from my situation because I couldn't stay in my hometown. It's just too, I just couldn't do it. I had to move because if I knew I stayed there, there was going to be the one or two things, death or prison. So I had to move around a surrounding to where no one knew me. I knew no one. I had to build new friends. See, the main reason why we can't, pivot is because we're trying to still hang around buzzards. But you're trying to build ego. You have an ego mentality, but you'll want to still hang around buzzards. I have never seen a flock of buzzards and a flock of eagles fly together because they have two different mindsets. One looking for death, the other one is looking for live kill. There's a difference. So when we are looking to pivot, when we're looking to change our lives, we have to really examine what's around our surroundings. Is it good or is it bad? Do we have friends that are trying to motivate us, or do we have friends that just saying, man, let's go get something to drink. Let's go smoke some weed. Let's go snort some powder. You would be surprised. Let's go get us a 6-pack of beer. Let's go to the club. Let's go play video games. Things that's not going to put you in a better situation. So if you want to be in a better situation, then you got to hang around people that are looking to go where you're looking to go. See, there's a story that says that, you will see that the average of a man or woman is based upon the amount of friends they have. See, if you're hanging around a whole bunch of 100,000, heirs, that's what you're going to be. And most of our friends are not even 100,000 heirs. They don't even have 100,000. They probably don't even have $5,000. So if we're looking to become a millionaire, we got to hang around people that have $1 million mindset or have accumulated $1 million. See, another one of my mentors said, excuse me, been there. I mean, trying to get there can't tell been there how to get there. Meaning, so if you're trying to get to a place and someone has not actually arrived at that place, or they never achieve what you're looking to achieve, how can they actually assist you with your goals, with your dreams, with your ambitions? So you have to get coached by someone like my brother Teon Singletary, or like myself, someone that has actually been there, where they can show you how to get there. See, I have been down on my luck. There's been a lot of peaks and valleys. I just went through a valley, jumping off. I jumped off on an investment property, didn't have the cash. I was kind of cash strapped, but I had good credit. But then in the midst of the deal, there was a lot of valleys. There was a lot of valleys. And I was like, man, what in the world did I do? But I knew that the peak in this investment deal was going to just really put me back to where me and my wife needed to be. But in a lot of times in life, you're going to have peaks and valleys. When I was going through my incarcerated, that was a low valley part in my life, but it actually helped me. It helped me become the person that I am, because I said, this will be the last time. I will not be coming through this revolving door. I'm going to think my way through this. I'm going to think my way with a plan. I'm going to have a plan. So when I come home, or when I get back out to freedom, I will not be back to where someone can tell me when to eat, when to go to sleep, and basically how to run my life. I wasn't going to go through that anymore. But guess what? I walk around now and I look at all the people that's not in a physical prison, but are in a mental prison, which is, to me, far worse, because it's hard to break out that mental prison. It's very hard, because you got to have some work, because it's hard to get that stinking thinking out of that, out of this. It's hard to get that stinking thinking out of this head, because we have to first believe that we deserve it. You'll be surprised how many people really don't believe that they deserve better. So that's why they settle. I was just talking with a friend a couple of weeks ago, and I was showing him this investment house. I have him come over to help me move some stuff around. He has a big dude. He also helped me move some stuff. And I say, bro, I need you to help me move some stuff. So he came over to help me move some stuff. And he said, man, I couldn't see myself with this. And I was like, why? I said, bro, you saw me when I first moved down here from Florida, my wife and I. We was renting right down from you. All right. Then we moved from out here because the individual that we were renting from lost the property. So we had to move in an apartment that I said I hadn't lived in an apartment complex, and I don't know how long. We stayed out in an apartment complex for 2 years. And I told my wife, and this was back in 2015. And I told my wife, I said, this will be the last year that we'll be in this apartment complex. Lo and behold, we got everything situated, got our credit right, and then we bought a house. And we moved back to that same subdivision, right down the street from it. And I told him, I said, bro, you saw me move. You helped me move to the apartment, helped me move back to this community where we actually now own that house, still own that house, and own a few more houses. And I say, so you didn't saw me from my bottom and I come back up. You also heard me share stories of where I have been at. So you can always have, but you got to first believe in yourself. I never saw a man do anything that I said to myself I couldn't do. See, the first thing that we have to learn to do is look in the mirror, because it's all on you. See, we all have had a past. We all have had a yesterday, but they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. So we have to learn from our yesterday to learn how to tap into our unlimited potential, the opportunities that are out there surrounding us. Man, there are opportunities surrounding us that a lot of us are not tapping into. I tapped into real estate because that's what I knew. I went back to what I knew. But now I look at things that, I don't know that I'm learning, different investment, cryptocurrency, how to invest in life insurance, infinity banking, how to, tap into that and borrow more money from that. These are things that's really going to help us and help you and your family put you in a better position. So then you can do, like my brother said, you can run into game changers. See, I love that title of that book, bro. And when you said, I said, I'm gonna just incorporate this into my speech, because I said I was going to speak from the heart. You said, I wanted you to come in here, brother, and just speak 15 minutes from the heart. Give us your heart and soul of, what can help the listeners from based upon your story. And so going back to what, I told you all when I was in prison for 10 years, and I did a lot of thinking, and when I came home, the first thing that I saw in my visualization when I was in prison was my wife. I never forget, I came home in April. I met my wife in May of 2002, and we've been together ever since. We dated for 7 years, and we've been married now for 13 years. All right. So going on 13 years. All right. So the first thing that I noticed in my visualization, I want y'all to write this down. There's power in the vision. See, it's power in your vision. Whatever you want, you can have. If you send the message out to the universe that that's what you want. See, I knew from talking to friends in there, they asked me, Xavrae, what are you planning on doing when you come home? I said, I was going to get in real estate. I'm not selling any more drugs. I'm not trying to do any more schemes, scams, and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to fly the narrow and straight path. All right. That's what I had planned on doing. And that's what I have been doing. And I said, I'm going to motivate people that I know that have been in situations like me or headed in a situation like I have experienced to help them avoid that situation. So when I came home and I saw my wife, because I had a thing for Gabrielle Union. I know I love the small, the chocolate drops with the dimples. And I found a wife that looks, she's chocolate, but she looks way better than Gabrielle Union, looks way better. And then, so the first thing I noticed in my visualization and in my, what I was thinking of when I was incarcerated, that you have thought of her. She came. Then things started falling in place for me to get into real estate. But before real estate, me and another friend had a sports agency. So I got into that, then met a lot of different, athletes from, a lot of different sports players. I'm not going to call them names. Some of them, they got in the league and forgot all about it, brother, but that's cool. I still love them to death. But here's the thing. You have to believe in yourself. See, I always believed in myself. And I hope what I'm sharing with you, my message, what I have shared with you thus far, as I conclude, that you first believe. I think that what you should have gathered out of my message is that I believed. I believed that I could change. I believed that I deserved better. I knew that this wasn't my life. This was just something that a growing phase, because I was 17 when I did this. And, Teon said, and I know I look young, and I am young. I'm 49. I'll be 49 December the 1st. Got a speaking engagement I'll be doing on there. Thank you, my sister from Africa that invited me to be on your podcast. I can't wait to rock with you in Africa on December the 1st. But, what I love about sharing our stories with my brother, like Brother Teon and other speakers, is that we have learned to use our story. And what we're looking to do is help all of you all that's out there listening, even if you don't want to share your story, but just get more comfortable with being you. Get more comfortable with learning that you have the power within you. Within you. Everyone have. God breathed into you to be the creator of your own destiny, of your own world. But it's up to you. And that's what I learned. It's up to me. It's not up to Teon. It's not up to my wife. It's not up to my father. It's not up to my mother, who may she rest in heaven. She experienced her first anniversary in heaven on yesterday. But I learned that it's up to you. You have to make the decision to be the best that you can be. Be the best that you can be. If you want to be a nurse, and that's what you strive to be, focus, knock it out. If you want to be a real estate investor or you want to get in real estate, focus, get into investing, knock it out, and be the best that you can be. If you want to be the next best speaker in the world, hey, it's going to take a lot of work, but I guarantee you, if you focus And if you stay committed to whatever you want to do, whatever your dreams, whatever your goals, whatever your ambitions, it must be persistence. You must pivot, and you must become the game changer of your own universe. Brother Teon, I hope this message serves you and your community well. I love talking to all the people and sharing stories and just getting on there and just sharing what's on your heart. It's nothing like just sharing what's on your heart on a beautiful Friday morning in Gainesville, Florida.
Thank you, my brother, man. I had to let you go a little bit, a few more minutes on there, man, because you was on fire. Listen, my brother, man. I was like, oh man, let him go, let him roll, because he is hitting everything on the head, and that is perfect, man. Thank you so much for sharing your story and being authentic and real, and just cracking your egg a little bit so that we can see some of the yolk that's inside of your experience. And I'm gonna hit on some points and ask you some questions now in this time, just for us to dig a little bit more deeper on what you just shared. And the first thing is that really got my attention is visualization. I mean, that is so important to me. And that's one of the trainings that I'm going to be doing at the end of the year is vision boarding and visualizing what you really want in life. So I'm just so thankful that you shared that story. And so why is visualization so important to us?
Well, if we really, and I'm not trying to go biblical, but I really want to go, only reason why I'm stating this is because, the only reason I'm stating this because this is what came to my heart. You know, be and it is. So when God stated that, be and it is, he saw. That's why he said, be and it is. So visualization is very critical, because if we don't believe in what we want to achieve, then we'll never achieve it. See, you got to believe that whatever it is, I don't care what it is. I can name some personal stuff for me. Like for me, it was getting this house with basically no credit. I ain't paid nothing down, no money out of pocket, nothing. But it took me, because it was the first one I ever did like this. The other ones, and I was like, well, I'm gonna try it this way. And it worked. So if you visualize it can happen, it will happen. See, I tell people all the time, if you visualize that, there's something that say I know we all have heard, a family or friends say this, all hell then broke loose. Well, you visualizing hell then broke loose. So that's why you have hell within your life. I always say, like, man, good things should come to me because I expect good things to come to me. When you look at things that way, then you're looking at positivity. And when you're expecting positivity, you'll receive positivity. But if you're expecting bad things, guess what? You're going to get what you receive. And so that's all part of, you have to be careful what you speak, because your speak it sends messages to your mind, and your mind visualize that what you speak. So visualization is the key ingredient to you achieving whatever goal, obstacle, dream, ambition, whatever you are trying to achieve. You got to first visualize it before it's going to ever come to fruition.
I love it. And everyone that's with us, Tanya, Lewis, I see you. I know that we got someone else on there as well. Appreciate you for joining. If you haven't yet, make sure you like, love, care, share. My brother Xavrae is on fire here today, and I want to make sure that everyone hear his message. You made a very powerful statement when it came down to visualization, and that is power in your vision. Power in your vision. And I'm going to take it there too, biblically as well. The word tells us to write it down and make it plain so that it will not tarry away from us. If you want things to happen in your life, there are certain things that you have to do, you must do. One of the things that is in the universe that we must do is write it down and make it plain. Once you write down and make it plain, you got to visualize it come into reality. You have to see it. You have to speak into existence, into the atmosphere. Speak life and not death. Every single day, every single night, day in, day out, until it come to pass. You have to do it without ceasing. You have to continue to fight for what you want. And you got to have faith, and you have to work. You got to work with it now. Faith without works is dead. Work without faith is dead. It goes both ways. Yep. You got to put in the work. You can say this and what you want this all day long. But if you do not put in the work, why should you receive it? You got to put in the work. So I love the idea when you say power in the vision. That is so true. Power is in the vision, and you got to see it. You got to believe it. You got to want it. You got to work for it. And you got to put in the work. You got to put in the action towards that vision. You also talk about the inner circle. Oh my God, that is so important. The inner circle. Why is your inner circle so important to you?
Man, I never forget, we all, I think growing up, have had friends that we have hung around or we thought was our friends. And I tell my son this, I say, you don't know what a true friend is right now. And I think we all was at that point in our lives growing up because we thought our friend was just those that was around us that, just, made us laugh or just laughed at our jokes or was our yes man, because we all done had our yes man or yes girls, you know what I mean, that just would do anything that we say, and we thought they were really our friends. But a true friend will correct you when they see you are wrong, and they will not let you vary or do the things that they know are going to get you into trouble. And so the friends that I had around me growing up, we all was doing wrong. It was like, we didn't know, I ain't correct them, they ain't correct me. We were just doing what we did. And so, but I learned later on when I look back and I said, man, you know what? We wasn't really good friends. I wasn't good friends to them. They wasn't good friends to me. And then you learn that, hey, we really didn't have nothing in common other than we just doing wrong. When you really look at it. And I said to myself, man, I got to change. And so when I came home, I never forget, man, I was very fortunate because I was very smart. I had a good attorney, and I beat a lot of people on without having to say anything to them or on them or anything. And I said to myself, I said, man, I got to find some new friends. All my friends that, now I did have those that was in there that I thought, and I know they are real friends. I got some of them that we still talk today, a couple of them that I'm real proud of because they are doing, one of them making almost $40 an hour, driving all over the world. Him and his just had a beautiful wife, got married a couple of years ago. So there's a lot of them that I'm very proud of, but it took me to really say that the people that I was around, they didn't mean me any good. So now I hang around people that have my same mindset. They're either in real estate or investors. And now I see my life progressing, or they're in network marketing, something that I'm also a part of. And we build, and, because that's another, really mindset. I look at that more mindset, that build your mindset mentally more than the compensation plan, because it's the mindset that it really lets you know, do you really got it? Because it takes work in anything that you're trying to build. Nothing is just going to fall out the sky, and just land. God got to see that you really deserve it by putting in the work for it. So just to put the bow tie on, your question, if we don't change our surroundings, and if we hang around the same people with the same mindset or people that's not equivalent, like it would be wrong for me, and I know my wife would look at me if I was hanging around a whole bunch of single people. You see what I'm saying? Because he's single. Why you around all these single people? We done heard that before. So we have to hang around people that's also married so we can conduct ourselves in the right way so we don't find ourselves in divorce. You know what I mean? So it's very critical to have the right people around you at all times in life.
Very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. I hope you got that, everybody. And if you haven't yet, make sure you like, love, care, share, because someone needs to hear the message on today. I got probably one or two more questions, and we'll go ahead and end this episode with you. Now, I want you to, you kind of talked about a little bit, well, you kind of talked about a lot, but give us one valley that you had to face And when you was going through your tough times, what got you through those times?
Well, yeah, the biggest valley in my life, man, I would have to say, and I share this, and I don't share this to impress or to give any glorification of it, because it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't in glorification of it, but the biggest valley in my life was, you know, going through prison, being away from my mother, being away from my family, seeing my grandmother, my great grandmother, who spent a lot of time in raising me, seeing her get put, you know, leave this world without me being able to attend a funeral. Going through that, it took me to read a lot. It took me to not be there, but to go back to the latter question that you just asked me, the visualization. See, I was in there physically, but mentally, I wasn't there. Mentally, I was out here free, working on my goals and dreams, but it was just like I still had a barrier, so to speak, that was still keeping me from executing those dreams because of that barrier. But I was working on them diligently every single day. I was taking real estate classes in there. I was taking stock classes in there. I'm also a stock investor. So I was doing a lot of different things in there to put me into the position that I'm in today. But it still took a lot of work, even when I came home, because when you are an ex-con, you know, I like to say this, they like to put their foot on your neck to keep you in that situation so you can go back. That's why I'm actually in Florida, because Georgia said, we're not giving you a real estate license. And I was like, why? What you want me to do? You want me to go back? So I had to really work on a few other things, start a few other different businesses until, because I had really no plan on moving to Florida. I'm a Georgia boy. But then I met a friend that actually in prison, he said, man, I want to turn you on to a friend that I think can help you, because he's in real estate. He's an investor. I think he can mentor you. I think he can coach you. And that friend is like a brother to me. We talk every day. We're going through some plans on building some new builds. And so, you know, I had to actually, you know, for a minute, and to be straight up honest, you know, because once, you know, it's easy to start, you know, flying on your own, and then you kind of, I ain't flying as high, you know, the altitude, I'm getting lower, you know, so I had to go back to him, hey man, what's going on? He said, well, you left the source, you got to stick around the source. So a lot of times you got to stay plugged into the source so you can still rise. So, and I say that, you know, don't never think you are too big for your britches. And it wasn't that I was thinking I was too big for my britches, it was that, and he knew this, you know, learn to fly on your own. You know, he was like the Papa Eagle. He threw me out there. But then he was like, okay, if you don't fly and make it safely, you know, come scoop you up, or you know, scream for me and I come scoop you up, you know. So, but that was this situation. So, but it all revolves around, you know, going back to what you said, you know, visualizing who you need to be around, who you need to stay plugged into the source, whatever the source is, whether it's a speaking community, whether it's an AA community, whatever source you need to plug into to keep you on the path of moving forward, that's the source. That's the source that's going to help you get there. But is it going to require something that my brother Teon said earlier, work? It's going to require work. And just to say this, I was just listening to my brother Les Brown share a story that he was helping someone get off drugs. And he went to go visit them at the house. And once they knew that it was going to require work, see, no one wants to do the work. Everyone wants, you know, the success or the gratification that comes after the work, you know, but you got to put in the work first. You know, they say that success is the only place in the dictionary is the only place where success comes before work. And that is very true. You got to put in the work. You got to diligently work, and it's going to take a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. There's going to be some times where you feel like quitting, where you feel like, man, I just can't keep going because, you know, I don't know if I can make it. This is just too rough. I don't know if I can, you know, stop smoking the cigarettes. I don't know if I can stop, you know, drinking the alcohol. I don't know if I can stop fornicating or doing whatever things that you know that is not right. It takes work, but it takes you visualizing that what you want to actually have, the peace, the tranquility in your life. It takes you visualizing that for you to get that.
I love it. I love it, guys. Oh my God, this is a jam-packed episode. If you haven't yet, make sure you like, love, care, share. Someone on your newsfeed need to hear what is being talked about right now in order for them to change their life in whatever mess or stink they are in. So if you want to just put a little bit of empowerment or to inspire someone here today, you can do one task. That task is to like, love, or care, and then share this post, this live feed, this live video on your page, on your groups, on your business pages, and allow your people to see that it is possible. But you gotta be like what Les Brown say, you gotta be hungry.
You gotta be hungry.
You gotta be hungry for it, and you gotta push through the tough times if you want to reach the other side. So great stuff, man. Thank you so much for being with us on today. Do you have any last parting words? And then tell everyone how they can be able to connect with you on social media.
Yeah, the only parting words that I would like to say to all your listeners and guests that are visiting us on today on your podcast is to first believe in you. Know that, like Michael Jackson say, it's the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror. So you got to first work on you every single day. When you brush your teeth, you got to see greatness in you. You got to see that you deserve better in life. And once you start seeing that and believing that, you will see things change in your life, and you will have those things that you want to have, and you will start seeing greatness, because every one of us have greatness within us, because God breathed in us greatness. But it just takes us to just, you got to stir it up. You need somebody to stir it up to get, the flames back to burning. And that's what me and my brother Teon are here to do today. And to get in contact with me now, I'm rebuilding my website, but it still would be the same domain. Give me another few days. It should be back up, and it's Xavrae Burse speaks.com. But you also can reach me on social media. My name is Xavrae. It's spelled Xavrae. Last name Burse, like purse, Burse. So you can reach me at Xavrae Burse. You can just put that in. I have Burse Wealth Advisors. I have Xavrae Burse Realtor. I have Xavrae Burse Speaks. All of my social media platforms, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I tell people there's only one Xavrae Burse. So if you put in Xavrae Burse, I was so stingy, I didn't even give my son this name. So there's only one. So the only thing you got to do is just Google my name, and you will find yours truly. So with that, Teon, my brother, thank you. I'm very grateful. And for all your listeners, plug into this brother, plug into his coaching. He has a lot to offer, and he's doing big, big things because he's hungry and he's ready to help you go to the next level. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Everyone, I tag him into the post as well on the top or the bottom of this video. So if you want to have a immediate reaction to connect with him, just click on his name in the post, or also in the comments, or the pinned comment that I have in the comment section, and it will take you straight to his Facebook page, and you will be able to connect with him on the messenger or any of the websites that he have under his bio. So that is a quick way how you can connect with this young man who is very powerful in his own right, in his perspective place, in finance, in real estate, speaking, coaching. If you need to go to the next level, make sure you reach out to my brother Xavrae Burse, and he will help you to make that possible. So thank you all for joining me on this TSLE WLI, and I appreciate you. Make sure you be empowered. Make sure you be inspired. Make sure that you know that you are greatness made from greatness, because you are a masterpiece. And someone tell me that one time I heard this, I said, I gotta use this because you are a piece of the master. Oh yeah. So make sure you go out there and be great. So be great in you, be great in the things that God has inspired you to be, do, and have in life. We love you, and God bless you. Real quick, we just want to go through some of the comments before I end. Just to know that I see you out there. Miss Tanya, oh man, she said that you got to believe it before you see it. How true is that? How true is that? And she also said that it will change the trajectory of your life by your inner circle. Very, very powerful, very powerful. And she also talked about friendship. You got to be very keen on your friendship and who you allow to come around you, because that will determine the direction that you go. But your friend, your true friend, will correct one another, and they will still love each other no matter how much it hurts. She also said that the mind is a place wherever you think you are. My friend Iffy, because I see you, my brother. Yes. What's up, my friend? Yeah, I can't wait to partner up with you. I know we got something working out in the background too. I'm just so excited about that. All right, what else we got? Yes, coaching is very important. She said that you got to stay connected to the source of your inspiration. That was Tanya Lewis again. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, everyone that shared this. Thank you, everyone, for the likes. I already see the likes and the loves. It's more loves than likes right now, so I'm loving that. But again, everyone, we just thank you. We appreciate you, and continue to do the great things that God has inspired you to be, do, and have in life. We love you. God bless you. And allow this Friday to be a blessed Friday.